Hello everybody and welcome back to PressPlay Studios. My name is Regan and today we'll be talking about the upcoming Star Wars TV show titled The Mandalorian. We shall discuss what to expect and what we hope is going to be coming from this show when you sit down to watch it. So sit back and enjoy the show. The Mandalorian takes place 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi, which means that it does take place 25 years before what we see in the current trilogy. Now this is important because we may see some references and even some out-and-out showings of some things that we saw in Star Wars Rebels Season 4, namely Thrawn and Ezra Bridger. I'm especially excited to see Grand Admiral Thrawn return because he had a great story in Legends that was very similar to the one that we seem to be building up in canon, which he went off into unknown regions, came back to an empire in complete distress, and ended up fighting against the rebellion, or the New Republic as they would call it at the time, for a solid couple of years, and actually nearly won. And a lot of Thrawn's story from Legends has actually been brought back into canon, like Rook, his bodyguard, and Admiral Pillion, who were both revealed in Rebels Season 4. Now both of these guys are important because they were major players in Thrawn's comeback, Pillion being his second in command and Rook being his eventual assassin. But enough about Rebels, we're here to talk about The Mandalorian. So let's all get up to speed with what a Mandalorian actually is. Mandalore is a world full of warrior clans. Now these warrior clans once got into a war with the Jedi, and while they would eventually lose, the fact that they were even able to get into a war with the Jedi kind of put some respect in their corner. Mandalorians usually wear their famous armor that later inspired their clone and, of course, subsequently the Stormtrooper armor, and it's known for its T-shaped visor and loose-fitting metal plates that allow for lots of mobility. And it's clear that this mysterious Mandalorian has a certain level of pride for his culture as he wears this armor all throughout the trailer and seemingly all throughout the actual series. But this isn't the first time that we've seen Mandalorians. Both Jango and Boba Fett were Mandalorians, despite Jango not actually being born on Mandalore and Boba being a clone. We've also seen Death Watch, a terrorist organization trying to bring back pride and the warrior-like past to Mandalore. We saw them in the Clone Wars, and we also saw Sabine Wren, who was in the Rebel series, of course. The new canon has had a lot of focus on the Mandalorians, and I can't really say that that's a bad thing, especially with this new series coming out that we've been waiting for numerous years, exploring the bounty hunting underground of the galaxy. But I do hope that we do get to see some more new culture out of this actual series, rather than just the same rinse and repeat their warriors. Something different would be very nice. So what storyline can we expect from this series? Well, we should be getting a good long look at the criminal underground, as the Mandalorian in this case is a bounty hunter, who is described by actor Pedro Pascal as having a questionable moral character. We should get to see, and yes, I want to see, the actual brutal side of Star Wars that it doesn't usually show us, so expect like Hutts and the Black Sun crime organization. Maybe even Kira from Solo could make an appearance as she ended up running the Darth Maul criminal syndicate. We also see another interesting character named Cara Dune, played by Gina Carano, as a mercenary who used to work for the Rebellion, which could help bring the wider galaxy back into this series when it's mostly focusing on bounty hunting, could also put in the Empire and New Republic into the series. More evidence of a Rebel Imperial subplot comes from the fact that a Grand Moff is amongst the cast. Moff Gideon, played by Giancarlo Esposito, probably said that wrong, is an Imperial officer who witnessed the destruction of the second Death Star. Now Gideon is a new character who wasn't introduced in Legends. And his actor describes him as a savior, at least from the Empire's view. May also look at him as a savior, as someone who might bring back some order to the world after it's collapsed, was the full quote that the actor actually said. Also, we get a return of the IG unit droids, as we get to see IG-11, or IG-11, who is described as a droid who does not know how to lie and doesn't understand sarcasm. That should be pretty fun. Finally, I want to talk about the writers and directors of this series, with two notable names to look out for. Dave Filoni, the creator of Star Wars The Clone Wars and helped on Star Wars Rebels, is directing episodes 1 and 5 as well as writing episode 5 by himself. The other name is Jon Favreau, a name that my dear friend Alex should be aware of from his role in the MCU, as well as being executive producer on Avengers Endgame and other films. To see a Marvel producer and a respectable director in his own right, teaming up with Sir Star Wars himself, a man I only rate below George Lucas when it comes to impact on the Star Wars universe, it's a very fun tandem and we should be very excited for what they could actually potentially give to this series that we've been actually waiting for about 6 years now. When the announcement of Star Wars Underground was made back in 2013, that ended up not amounting to very much. Anyway guys, that's all I've got for this video. Make sure to check out our other channel called PressPlay Gaming, where we should be uploading some really fun content soon, so hopefully you guys can check us out there. Also make sure to check out The Mandalorian on Disney Plus this November to December to enjoy what I've been talking about here firsthand. Thank you guys so much for watching, and that's a wrap.